Hi, everybody.
Hi, everyone.
I'm Jerry.
I'm Mary.
And welcome to the
Mary and Jerry podcast.
Dun 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 Dun, where we talk about
Faith.
family.
Bacon.
Good. You have finally absorbed the bacon. Yes. Bacon.
What else do we talk about?
Everything.
Everything. There is nothing that is off limits for this podcast. We are so excited that you're with us.
Okay. Especially because of today's topic.
Okay, I'm not really even sure I understand today's topic. Like, could you please stop playing with the things on the table? Are you 5? Please stop playing.
I'm preparing.
Focus.
Focus.
No. No preparing.
So-
you had your opportunity to prepare
So
before we
when
press
were
play.
when we were having, what are those things called? Rebranding photos taken.
Oh, yes.
We
so,
asked your buddy
Caroline Looney of My Great
Caroline
Marketing.
Leonard of My Great Marketing, what would be a great podcast topic? And because I was so totally awesome at the photo shoot, she's like, "Oh, you should do a podcast about what it's like to be an Instahusband." And I said, "Oh, that could be fun."
I've heard the term,
I'm a very experienced Instahusband.
but I had to do a little research on what it is.
Really?
So an Insta husband is basically a
Yes.
person that takes pictures of his wife.
I prefer to think of it as production design and
Oh.
cinematography.
Oh, there's cinematography involved.
Oh, sweetheart, anytime I take pictures of you, it's a production, all right. And yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is that a negative thing?
No, you're very fussy. But which is funny because Caroline is like, "Oh, you're so fabulous. You know exactly what to do. You're like one of the best models we've ever had." And I'm like, "Oh, baby, I'm sleeping with a supermodel." Yeah.
Okay, here's the thing.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about this, what started this conversation, which is this rebranding. So what is rebranding? So because Mary and Jerry are a brand, apparently. We are a brand. I am a brand as a speaker, as a writer, as an international retreat leader.
You are an entrepreneur that
Yes,
presents
we
certain
are entrepreneurs. So the Grouchy Historian has his own brand.
grouchy,
Mary Lenaburg has her own brand.
not grouchy.
And then the Mary and Jerry podcast has its own brand.
Awesome.
And they all kind of work together. And so we were given the opportunity and encouraged to take advantage of it to do kind of a rebranding photo shoot, which is why we have been working so hard on our home, because it was going to be done in our home.
Yes.
Now, I have to say, the cleaning ladies came today. It's post-brand shoot. This house has never looked this good. I kind of just want to sit on the sofa and not move.
And not touch anything.
And not touch anything.
Don't mess anything up.
And maybe just, it's like, do you know how you used to put guest towels in the bathroom? I still do. And you don't allow anybody else to touch them because they're guest towels.
Yes.
I feel like our house is a guest house and it's like, nobody touch it. Like, let's just put up a Christmas tree and call it good until January. That's how I feel right now.
Okay.
Anyways, how do you feel about it?
Well, this is okay. So the last 2 weeks
6 months
before this photo shoot.
Yes, we're pretty much.
You were like, hold on just a second.
Martha Stewart.
Martha Stewart and who's the guy that does the movies? That was directing the Napoleon movie. Oh my gosh,
I have no idea who's directing the Napoleon movie.
You're like Martha Stewart and Jerry Bruckheimer on crack. Like everything had to be perfect. Everything had to be in its place. Everything had to be photo ready. I'm like,
yes.
I was afraid to make coffee because it's like I might mess up the coffee station, or it's like, no, you can't use that towel because that's for the photo shoot.
That's correct.
Yeah. And then
I had everything labeled.
And then to tease me the most, you went to the bakery.
I went to Mom's Homemade Apple Pie Bakery,
right,
which is one of our favorites.
And you bought pies,
mm-hmm.
and you like 2 days or the day before
mm-hmm.
the photo shoot, and you're like, you're not allowed to touch those. They're for pictures. Like,
you
really?
can eat them later.
You brought home like an entire bag of baked goods.
I did.
And you're like, nope, You can't eat. That's like when, when moms go grocery shopping on Thanksgiving,
Mm-hmm.
like nobody is allowed to eat any of this food until Thanksgiving. Everybody eats peanut butter sandwiches until Thanksgiving because you can't eat anything.
Nobody can touch it.
Nobody can touch it. That's what it was like with these baked goods. Like these are for the photo
Have
shoot.
you had the boysenberry pie now, Jerry?
The boysenberry pie was delicious. And the lemon bars were like out of this world.
The gingerbread men. So good. I know you're not, which is why I enjoyed them.
Digress. The
Anyways,
Instahusband.
Instahusband.
So how did this happen? Okay, so yes, my lammy pie started on Instagram, and I had to ask, Lo, these many years ago, I'm like, what's Instagram? And she's like, well, people are moving from Facebook to Instagram. I said, okay. So then she started doing things like what's your famous thing? What I Wore Sunday.
What I Wore Sunday. That
right.
That's
Everybody loved
blog,
what I Wore Sunday.
This was back in 2008, 2009.
Right. So people
10,
are like, why
11.
don't you do What I Wore Sunday anymore? So you're
no,
like, okay,
people don't
we'll
usually talk like that, but okay. Go ahead.
So we started doing What I Wore Sunday. Now, of course, when one is photographing Mary, one must have the perfect light, the perfect pose. Our hair must not be messed up. And I'm like,
it's called putting your wife in the best light. And what I wanted to do with this podcast was kind of do a comparison, shall we say, to the good and the bad aspects of an Instagram husband and what people expect versus an IRL husband in real life. Like there are things
IRL,
that they
I'm your IRL husband.
You are my IRL
Do I not
husband.
always put you in the best light?
Yes, you do. But in real life, you also try to put me in the best life. And that's something that my Instagram Jerry and my in real life Jerry have in common.
Yes.
They're always trying to put their wife in the best light. And I would hope that I do the same for you.
Yes.
So what else
Except
then?
I'm not as fussy about my hair.
You have no hair to be fussy
You're
about.
like, oh, my hair's flat.
It is kind of flat
What exactly
today.
does flat hair mean?
It means it's not like it used
what
to
do
be
you want,
so
like
much
a
thicker.
bouffant? You want like 60s
I have
hair?
menopausal hair. Okay, we can discuss that on another podcast.
It's hot. Is your hair warm?
It's
No, your hair is not
it's
warm.
thinning. It's coming out in clumps. It's what happens.
I sympathize
It's
with
just,
this.
I miss my estrogen. Anyways, don't even.
No, not
Okay, so the idea of an Instagram husband is someone who's taking the photos of his wife, someone who's helping her,
Do her
look her
thing,
best, right?
And who comes up with inventive ideas? Like, okay, let's go back to, what was it? Two Christmases ago.
Mm-hmm.
We were doing the holiday sale for Beauty Counter.
Yes.
And I, being an excellent Instagram husband, said, honey, not knowing anything about Instagram, like what do people want to see? What's funny? What's, what gets, what is it, clicks and views and
I don't really pay attention to a lot of that. I just do what I think is funny.
So you said, we should do something funny. I said, what's funny? I said, let's both put masks.
Right, charcoal masks.
Charcoal masks and watch, like a romantic comedy.
No, we did charcoal masks in a Hallmark movie.
Or Hallmark movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I said, okay, let's put on a charcoal mask. She didn't tell me that you put on the charcoal mask.
It's awesome.
And you have and then all of a sudden it dries and it goes.
And it sucks up all the gross stuff out of your face.
Like, I can't move.
You could barely speak. When you were doing the review, you were like, hi, my name is Jerry Lenaburg, and this is how I talk.
So I said charcoal. So I'm basically putting burnt ash on my face, like the dirt of Mesopotamia.
It pulls out all the impurities.
It pulled
Jerry.
out something because then we had to wash it off, and I'm like,
yes,
I'm like scrubbing.
No, because you didn't follow instructions. You need to use the cleansing balm on top of it which is a gentle way to wash off the oh my gosh, the charcoal
I
mask.
just grabbed the soap.
You did, and that was ridiculously stupid because I instructed you as to the proper way, but you were impatient and wanted it off, and therefore you took off 7 layers of your skin with it.
Well, I was exfoliated. Was I not? I'm like, woo, look, my skin is glowing.
It was glowing because we were like 7 layers down. Your dermis here.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay. So that was one thing. So then we did the funny thing where I had a brush, and was I brushing it on you, or I was doing something?
I don't know.
But tried to be funny.
Yeah.
Because you know me.
Right. So what's another thing that an Instagram husband would do that an IRL husband would do?
Well, I would say that, it's part of that date night thing. So he does things that his wife wants to do, even though he may not necessarily want to do them.
For example?
Like putting on a charcoal mask and watching a
Okay, but
Hallmark
that's one
movie.
charcoal mask. What else have you done as an Instagram husband that you didn't want to do?
I
can think of something right away.
Go ahead.
Oh, ice skating.
Oh, now that is just mean. That's just mean.
That was so awesome.
That's just mean. Okay, so my wife and
went
her
ice
friend
skating.
Liz thought it would be awesome.
We've told this story before, yes.
On this podcast?
I'm not sure on this podcast.
Not on this
but
podcast. So my wife and her buddy Liz.
We were having a date night.
We're having a joint date night. And
a
they're
double date.
oh, let's go to Reston Town Center because we go to, what's that Italian place we go to?
North Italia.
North Italia, which has awesome charcuterie. And yes, the Grouchy historian will do just about anything for excellent
Well, I
charcuterie.
had to promise you. We had to promise you and Matt charcuterie in order to
We were
have
bribed.
You do
yes, because
this.
that's what Instahusbands do. We get
and we
bribed.
were going to take really cute pictures of you ice skating.
Right. Then they're like, oh, let's go ice skating. I'm like,
little did we know what you two look like ice skating.
Well, first of all, I did remind you that I have not been ice skating since 1986. And that when I was 1986, I had much better ankles and balance. But you're like,
no, because I remember 1986 pretty well. You were along the edge of the rink the whole time.
but I had better ankles.
But this time, you held on to the little snowmen that all the 5-year-olds hang
so they're
on
like,
to.
oh, this isn't a problem. So I get out there and I'm like wobbly because, I have an ankle injury that I got in the service.
You fell down a ladder because you were being stupid.
I fell down a ladder well on the ship because I was trying to get out of the way before they started the nuke drills. I'm not going to be embarrassed or apologize for it.
Hanging upside down on the ladder.
So they're like, oh, we'll get this little penguin, this little thing that you hold on to because that's
cute. But I didn't realize it was child assistant.
No, it was child assistant. So there I am skating.
All the 5-year-olds didn't need them.
All the 9-year-olds and 5-year-olds are zipping by me, looking at me like, Grandpa, do you need some help? And I'm like, just go away. Just keep going.
He's got his hand
and then
on
this
his
one
back.
little, what, I won't mention it because it's a family podcast. She did these little loopy-loos around me like, are you okay?
You can do it.
You can do it. She's encouraging me.
My grandpa goes ice skating.
Yeah. Thanks. And now, of course, Mary and her friend Liz are taking movies and pictures.
Yes.
And they just think
and
this
we're posting it all to Instagram.
Yeah. And they're just thinking this is hilarious.
It was hilarious.
And of course, Matt's kind of skating.
He skates.
And he's giving me
grief.
Yeah, that's a good word. Better than my
Okay, so what's something that I have done that I didn't want to do to be a good Instagram wife?
Oh, you totally did all the photography and video when we went to Getty. Every time we go to Gettysburg.
I was going to say just one time, Jerry.
Well,
no, not just one time, ladies and gentlemen.
Every time. You're
every time.
That is your moment of cinematography when we are going to a battlefield.
Mm-hmm.
And especially.
I know all your best angles.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Usually the backside, just saying.
You have a very nice backside, but
that's usually what you're shooting, and I'm like,
well, because you're pointing at things. What do you want me to shoot?
Yeah, so
you're pointing at this house that was burned down or bombed or fired at or whatever, and it's hard to get the house and Jerry in the shot, and
it's
to be
always
able to
pictures.
hear you.
Pictures. If pictures doesn't have people in it, it's not worth taking.
Well, that's what your mother used to say.
That's right.
Because then she wouldn't remember where she was. Who took the picture?
Yeah, that's
unless there was a person in it. Okay, what's another way that an Instagram husband and an IRL husband are the same? They share.
Oh, so for this photo shoot, there was so much work to prepare for this photo shoot, which is good because we finally got the last couple of rooms in the house, right? So I think we've said
we judged them.
Well, for the last 6 months, we've been empty nestering our house, right? So our son's married; he's at his own place. So we're like, okay, this is the house we're going to be at because we got a great mortgage interest rate. So we need to make this house work for us,
right?
So
as we age,
I, of course, being the extra generous Insta husband, said, honey, we're going to redo these 2 downstairs rooms. Why don't you take the larger room? and I'll take
No,
the
no,
smaller
no,
room.
No. You did not say that.
Yeah,
You
I
did not
Yeah, I
offer
did.
that.
I sure did.
No.
Yes.
I am calling a white flag of lie on that.
No,
No, sir.
No.
No,
Okay,
sir.
what is your version?
No, sir. My version of this story is I needed a place to have my sewing machine set up.
Right.
And you want a new pair of pajama pants. And in order for that to happen, I needed a place. And so I said, well, I could set up on a table in your office because it's the bigger of the two rooms, because there's not a place in what is now your office for a desk and a table with all your bookcases for a sewing machine.
So what's
or
your
I
point?
could do it on the kitchen table.
But I gave you
don't
the other
like
office.
it on the kitchen
I gave
table
you- no.
because then it interrupts your eating at the kitchen table. So you don't tell me that you were the one that had this brilliant idea. You did not, sir.
I did.
You did not.
After you told me that, because I'm like, there's no way in heck.
Okay, so after I said I gave you choices, just like when we go out to eat and I give you choices on the menu, I gave you choices and you chose to let me have the bigger room. But you did it on the caveat that everything you wanted, like every history book that you own, would fit into the smaller room in the bookcases.
And
you could not see it. You were frustrated. You were like, this is never going to work. We're going to have to figure this out. I don't think it's going to work. I can't visualize it. And what did I say to you?
Quit complaining and get it done.
No, that is incorrect. What did I say to you? Nice try, though.
She's like, oh, don't worry. I've got it.
I know exactly.
It's in my head.
It's in my head.
Which is a dangerous phrase for me because,
to trust me.
Oh, yeah.
Because that is a building block of our marriage, trust. Not just trust with our hearts and our souls, but trust with our history books.
That's a lot of trust.
It's a lot of trust.
That is a lot of
trust. I've been married
trust.
to you for 35 years. I know how much trust that is.
But we got it done.
I'm sorry. I mapped it out for you, and then you did the grunt work.
Yeah.
Because nobody's allowed to touch your history books but you.
No.
I may touch you at any time, but no one can touch your history books.
So we got that done.
Mm-hmm.
We got your office sewing room. Actually, it's the guest room too, which is
and we had our first guest.
Yes, that was
Hi,
very
Laura.
nice. So, yes. Now, let's talk about the things that happen to Instahusbands in public, right? Okay. So, right after my honey lamb.
Wait, did you finish that story?
What story?
You don't even know what story you were telling.
Well, we redid both rooms.
Right.
We worked like
and we did the branding
dogs
shoot.
to
So let's
get
talk
the house
about the branding shoot.
Branding shoot. Oh, so the night before, my honey lamb is like, okay, you need 5 shirts. I'm going to get like 5 out. And I'm like, excuse me? She's like, well, you have to change in between shoots.
In between rooms. You had a different outfit on in different rooms.
Right. So like.
Because that extends the photographs that we can use them for a longer period of time.
So I'm like, okay, honey, just tell me what to do. In this instance.
That is so, again, I raised the white flag on that. You did not say that.
Sure
You did not like the shirts I chose. You did not like the idea that you had to be in every room photographed with me. You were like, this is your branding shoot. I just want to be in the kitchen and my office and on the front porch.
I'm like, that's legit. It's your branding shoot. What do you want me in there for?
It's our branding shoot.
I know, but no,
you didn't know.
Take a few pictures of Jerry. Take a few pictures of Jerry and Mary. Then kick Jerry out and take a lot of pictures of Mary. That's how this went, basically. So anyway,
according to Jerry,
so
this
we're doing
is how
the
this
shoot,
went.
and then in between the shoot, I had to like run upstairs, change my shirt.
He had to change his shirt, guys. That was so challenging.
Well,
what
at least
did Mary
I didn't have to
redo
redo my hair. Well, at least I didn't have to do hair and makeup and do my earrings.
I had to change my lip color. I had to change my earrings. I had to change my complete outfit down to the shoes.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I had to
Are you
change my
complaining?
shirt. No, I had a blast. It was so much fun. And I don't know how models do that for hours and hours and hours at a time.
I do have that's true.
That was exhausting.
I was a little exhausted.
I've never smiled that much in my life or laughed.
Me
I
either.
got really good at
You
sort
may
of
rest
like
assured I have never smiled that much in my life and tried to look pleasant.
You did, but you did a great job.
Because you kept telling me, smile with teeth, smile with teeth.
No, I said, give me your,
Sorry, you
give
can't
me your
see this
real
on the
smile.
podcast, but
Give
if
me
you're on
your
the
real
YouTube
smile,
video,
and I'd come over and I'd tickle you, and that's your real smile. There it is.
Uh-huh.
See, I can do that.
yeah, yeah.
But it was a good, and we are so appreciative of Frankie Garcia Photography that was there doing all of this. Frankie, and then Caroline from Migrate Marketing did a fabulous job. Can't wait to see all the results. But anyways, it just got us thinking about, Instagram husbands, real life husbands, like.
So let me tell you
the
what
correlation
actually
between the two.
happens to Instagram husbands
In the public.
in the public. See if this has ever happened to you. Okay, so my honey lamb published her first book, right, 2019. And we were still doing youth ministry.
Yes.
So we went up to the Steubenville retreat,
Yes.
right up at Franciscan University, Steubenville retreat.
In Ohio.
And up, yes,
In
Franciscan.
Steubenville. Well, not everybody knows where
Steubenville,
Steubenville is.
Ohio, which is basically an hour west of Pittsburgh. So
Yes.
we get there and we have to check in because the kids were all staying in the dorms. So you had to go to the gym or whatever.
We
it
were
was.
all staying in the dorms. Just that the adults were in one dorm, the kids were in the other.
And get registration packets and
Yeah, it's all
blah,
the
blah,
check-in
blah, blah.
for
So we're
conference.
walking in and I'm just about to open the door and like the door opens and there's like 4 or 5 young college students that come out and they stop and they stare and they go, "Are you Mary Lenaburg?" And I'm going.
And Jerry's got this look on his
I'm
face like, are they going to kill her?
Well,
Do they
I'm
have
like,
knives? Do they have
"What?"
guns? Do we trust them? What's
and they're
going
like,
on?
"Oh, we loved your book. Are you here to speak?" And I'm like, "Okay." I'm
just
standing there.
And I was not there to
And
speak.
she
I was there.
very gracious. She's like, "Oh
yes.
no, we're here with our kids from our
Youth
parish
ministry.
youth ministry," and they're like, "Oh, can we come by and have you autograph our books? And can we come by and talk to you?" And I'm like,
And they did.
and they did, and I'm like, and it
They were
happened
lovely.
all weekend, and I'm just standing there, and they're like, "Oh, are you Mary's husband?" Now, see, I'm kind of used to this because when our daughter Courtney was alive, I was Courtney's dad.
I was Courtney's mom. Nobody
You
knew
were
my
Courtney's mom,
name.
but now I am Mary's husband, right?
Is that a bad thing?
No, it's actually kind of amusing because, like, when we went on those first book, or those first talks where we did book signings, right? So we would take a little road trip because it was like a little road trip time, and I would set up and sell books, right?
Yes.
So that was my job. I was to sit there, look pretty.
Still your job.
Still my job. Sit there, look pretty, smile,
You
and
do
sell
look
books.
pretty and smile.
So I would sit there and, first of all, these were typically women's retreats.
Events, and you were typically one of maybe 5
and I was
men.
me and the priest, right? And maybe the event organizer's husband,
Right.
if he got like
Or
roped
son,
in to,
yeah.
move stuff around. And I'd sit there and at first they'd look at me like, who's the creepy stalker guy? And then you'd come over and talk to me. And then they'd look
They'd be
over.
like, "Oh, that's the grouchy historian."
Yeah, they look over and see that there were books for sale. So once I got my own Instagram site, but then they come over and go, "Are you Mary's husband?" And I said yes, and they're like, "Oh,
We love Mary.
we love Mary."
You guys are so funny
It's
together.
so funny, and you could tell they're like, "Why are you here with?" And I said, "Well, I hope you all enjoy the retreat. I'm just here to sell books and look pretty." And half the time they would
We
laugh.
should get you a T-shirt for when you're with
I
me.
do have one of those T-shirts that says, "Here I am being whatever." I didn't know I'd grow up to be an awesome husband, but here I am killing it. Oh, I have one. I have one. But
No, I think you should have one that says, "I'm just here to look pretty and sell books."
I would totally wear that.
You would totally wear that.
So,
And that is another thing that an Instagram husband and an in real life husband have in common is that you are supporting your wife. You are encouraging your wife. You are lifting your wife up. You're just
mostly I'm sitting in the back going, "Land the plane."
You're just telling me to stop talking.
Because my honey lamb, okay, now
Excuse me.
this is a terrifying.
We are going to preface this with used to.
Used to what?
My honey lamb used to.
Oh, no, my honey lamb does this all the time. This is the most terrifying part about being an Insta husband. My wife is going to give a talk Now,
Share.
my wife meticulously prepares for the talk.
I do.
She gets notes.
Yes.
She, writes it out.
Yes.
She takes all this. So
I always come prepared.
as the Insta
I
husband,
pray about it. I
my
do my
job
research.
is to set all this stuff up on the podium, a little notebook or whatever with her talk. So by this time, of course, she's practiced it. So I almost know the talk too, right? So then we have terrifying Instagram husband moment. She gets up.
And the Holy Spirit inspires me.
And the Holy Spirit inspires her. And she does
I go
this.
off the reservation.
She makes like this 90-degree hard right turn. And I'm going, what is happening right now? What's going on? And she's giving this talk. And of course, it's a fabulous talk. And the audience is really into it. And, because I'm watching their reaction. And they're like, and
I always make him laugh, and then I make him cry, and then I make him laugh again.
And then I'm sitting there going, because I don't know how this always happens, but the clock is always behind her. So she can't see a clock. And I'm sitting there going, okay, she's supposed to give a 45 minutes talk. We're now at 35 minutes, and I have no idea how she's going to end this.
Nor do I, but I rely on the Holy Spirit, and he helps me land the plane.
Yeah. So at about 40 minutes, I'm starting to go.
He gives me the sign in the back of the room of a plane landing.
The plane. You need to start figuring out how to wrap this up. And she's just going on, channeling her inner Baptist for all of our Baptist friends. And I'm just going, and I'm watching the audience because that's what
called
Insta
a
husband
triple Lindy somersault,
Lordy.
landing on your feet.
And then you actually did this a couple of times. You're like going on, and you're like, okay. I actually have no idea how to end this, so let's just all say amen. And they're like, amen. And I'm just like, did she just actually do that?
I did. I
She
did
did
that
that.
like three or four different talks. There's sometimes when the Holy Spirit will give me a word, he'll give me a story to share.
Now, he
He'll
doesn't
me-
give this to me, so I'm sitting here going, what is happening?
He only gives it to me, and it's for someone specific in the audience or for a specific group in the audience. And I just, I go with it, and then it literally comes to like a hard stop in my head, and I'm not sure what to say next because I want it to sit. I want it to sit with them, the thought that I just shared and what the Holy Spirit gave me. And so I don't want to override that in their mind. I want them to remember it. So I literally have said a few times, y'all, that's what the Holy Spirit has given me. So amen. Amen.
Yep. And then the Insta husband, because I'm a good Insta husband, because then after most of her talks, we have what I call
the confession line,
right? So she'll come over to the table to sell books. And I, of course, am taking payments because that's what I like to do. Because yes, I'm a capitalist,
yes, dear,
go Adam Smith. And they
would like to talk to me, and some of them have some very serious things to share.
And I'm standing there as the Insta husband.
Yeah, it's a privilege and an honor to hear their stories and to hold space for those stories.
Yeah, I'm going, wow, that's quite the story. And of course, my honey lamb is.
Well, a lot of the times you happen to be within earshot of what's being said, and
because I'm standing there handing you their book to sign,
and you hear things that you typically would not hear because you're a man. And a lot of these things have to do with women's issues and addiction and children, adults, and all of that stuff. And it's stuff that I typically talk with either my mother or my spiritual director or my dear friends about.
I try to step away.
Yeah, you do that pretty well.
Because I'm like, ooh, we're just going to back away slowly.
You'll hear something and it'll be like, and we're turning around and walking away. But it's one of my most favorite things about being in this space as an author, as an international speaker and retreat leader, is that I get to hold space for other people, for their pain, for their stories. And I get to witness to them God's love and God's mercy. And I get to, just pray for them, pray with them, pray over them. It's an incredible privilege. And, because you get to accompany me with some of these things, in the end, you get to witness that as well. And so those are pictures that do not go on Instagram. Those are things that are held very closely between the two of us. And we usually end up taking them home with us taking them to prayer. So
there's more.
That's a gift.
So then I'm standing there I'm like, if I stand still, they
won't see me.
No. So then after a while, after I got my own Instagram page and started, posting, then they'd come up.
Jerry gets his own line.
They'd sign their book, and then they'd come over to talk to me. And I'm like, what is
Because they want to talk to you about their sons and their husbands and how they can help them.
Right.
And pray
so
for
now
them
and I'm like,
encourage them.
Okay.
Yeah. So now we both get lines.
And then the ultimate Instahusband thing, because this is
What's
where we
that?
have teamwork as a couple.
Yes.
Those are the events we do together.
Mm.
So our very first one was they have them in the Arlington Diocese here.
Our Theology on
the
Tap.
Theology on Tap, right? So this is totally fun. This is like my favorite thing in the world. We probably talked about this on an earlier podcast.
We have talked about it several times, yes.
But we go to Theology on Tap,
and you watch the mating rituals,
and I watch
of young adults.
the Catholic dating and mating rituals as young adults. But then my honey lamb will, we get up and sort of give a talk and do our shtick. And then my honey lamb is always like, oh, now just ask us whatever question you want. And I'm like, oh, no.
What is, without causing scandal,
she does this with college kids too, which I dread even more.
I do. But what is the most embarrassing question you've ever been asked at one of these events?
Oh, okay. Well, okay. Normally, okay. We will have a candid moment here, PG-13. I find that the young men and occasionally the young women weirdly come up to me and ask about the porn.
Yes.
And I'm like...
That's an embarrassing question for you?
No, it's not an embarrassing question. It's just like they come up and they want to talk.
Because you're so open and honest about it.
I know. This was not part of my original Instahusband contract. I'm just saying, but it ended up that way, and they want to come and talk about the porn.
That's one of the things that we're known for, is that our marriage has been restored, redeemed, and renewed by the Lord. And your addiction and my addiction, because I joined you in that addiction for 7 years to pornography.
Yeah, I know, but still, it's
still there. We have to be vigilant.
I generally talk about when I have a Guinness in my hand, but apparently I do.
Well,
now.
Dude, you better get with it, buddy, because
I'm aware of that.
The Lord has big things in store for you, and that's part of it.
We'll see. Anyway, so
okay, but other than the porn question, what is the most embarrassing question or the funniest question you've ever received?
It's usually about something about dating.
You are tripping over your tongue tonight.
Well, it's usually something about dating, or how do I know, that he's the right one to marry?
How did you know that I was the right one?
Yeah, it's
okay.
Either,
so here's a question.
Seriously, it's either sex, dating, or marriage.
Right.
Those are the questions
I
get.
So here's my question on that, because I knew you were going to go there. Okay, so
How did you know I would go there?
Because I know you so well, and you have this repertoire in your head that we have to. You do, of stories and things, and you kind of repeat them sometimes. And so I need you to kind of stretch yourself here. We're in a podcast; we can't keep sharing the same stories.
You have new stories.
Yes, there's new stories. Okay, so with this question of how did you know Mary was the one? I would like you to answer that without the cooking demonstration. Take my domestic abilities out of it.
That was a key part, though.
I understand that was a key part.
We
for
didn't
you.
tell that story, did we?
Yes.
On the podcast.
Yes. I want you to tell me why you think I was the one back then, without my physical appearance or the fact that I cooked and I baked.
You're a good kisser.
Okay. A reason to marry someone?
Okay, so here's the deal.
No, I'm looking for an authentic answer.
Well, okay, I always wanted to be with you.
Yeah. Same.
You thought I was really funny.
Same.
You thought I was cute.
Same.
And we just had fun together.
We did have fun together.
I mean, that seems like kind of shallow,
have fun together.
But I mean, we had fun together. It
was fun to be with you.
We could be ourselves. We could be our authentic selves with each other.
Well, that's true, though. I mean, we are fully ourselves. Our weird.
Believe me, it would not. I would not have watched Hallmark movies with anybody but you.
I know. Isn't that the best?
Well, so far we're 1 for 3.
Oh, for this year's events, yes.
Yeah, 1 for 3.
We're trying.
Hallmark better pick up their game. Great American Movie Channel. You knew I was the one because I had a cool '66 Mustang?
No.
I look good in a uniform?
Well, yes, but we were not talking about physical appearance.
Okay.
I knew you were the one because of how I felt when I was with you.
Aw, Ruby, Ruby, Roo.
I felt cared for. I felt loved. I felt delicate even.
Isn't that what a good Insta husband does?
It is, because you make the person that you're with
Put them in the
feel
best light.
light, and they feel good about themselves.
That's right.
And I was confident about myself, so therefore I could be confident with you. And, I know you found that highly attractive when I get very confident and sassy. That's one of your favorite things. You hate it when I'm like down on myself.
You get very sassy on Instagram, like today. Today you were very sassy.
I was very sassy on Instagram.
You were very sassy. Talking about the menopause. I think we already did a podcast on that too.
Yes, menopause.
Menopause. So yeah.
Then Instagram husband is not necessarily a bad thing.
No. Second funny story that I don't think we've ever told. So we were in Wegmans, which is our local grocery store.
Nope, we told that one too.
With the pandemic?
Yes. And the masks and the purple person coming up to us.
That was the first moment that I was myself.
You just want to relive it.
I do, because it was like,
we were holding blueberries in our hands.
Not are you Mary's husband?
No, but are you yourself? Your authentic,
my
true
authentic true self, the
grouchy historian. I know
Mm-hmm.
you were very proud of that.
I was.
And then you got scared and thought we needed personal security.
Well, I just of course the person had a mask on. And I'm like, who is this person?
She was one of my longtime followers.
I know.
She's a lovely lady.
So yes, that is what being an Instagram husband is. You put your partner in the best light. You make them feel good about themselves. You give them confidence so that they can
encourage
go
them
out and do their thing, right? Because you have your thing you do on Instagram. You talk about ice cream and hot flashes.
Well, that was today. I encourage women. I accompany people.
Yes.
I encourage them to
you have show off fabulous shoes and earrings.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Your point?
You totally missed today, by the way. If you check out my Honey Lamb's outfit, today is Wednesday.
We're filming this on a Wednesday.
So my Honey Lamb, I'm
all in pink.
I saw her Insta stories this morning. She's like, I got my pink what is that? Shacket?
It's a shacklet.
Shacklet, whatever.
Which is
That's a made up word. And a pink shirt and pink earrings. And I'm like, and I'm looking and I'm waiting because I know what she's going to do next. She's going to do on Wednesdays we wear pink thing.
I totally forgot.
Totally forgot because she had menopause brain. I'm like, come on, this is perfect. This is the perfect setup.
Jerry now lives
on
as
Wednesdays
the
we wear
Instagram
pink.
husband.
Because I'm thinking, oh, that would have made a great Insta story.
And then I could have put a meme and a
sticker and your avatar. See, I'm an Insta husband. I'm thinking.
You are now thinking, how's that going to look on stories?
Right,
Should she put that in her grid?
Story. Right. I'm always thinking about that. Because you're much more inventive. Is
that going to get you in heaven? It's not going to get either one of us in
heaven. No, but
you're
much more inventive than I am. You're more creative.
I'm more artistic than you are,
You're
yes.
more artistic.
I see in color.
I see in color.
No, you see
8 colors.
You see in gray, blue, white, black,
green,
some hunter green, olive, because it makes that
and khaki
situation.
And that's my colors.
Yeah, the hunter thing.
Yeah, that's all I need.
That's all you need.
I don't need ecru or
ecru's just cream
or plum.
Plum is just blue purple
or magenta.
Magenta is just an orangey pink
or burnt orange. I'm like, why would you burn an orange?
Oh, you burned the orange peel to put it in an old fashioned. Don't you know how to do that? That like elevates it.
Anyway. So, yes, that is what an Insta husband does.
Now it is time, my dear friends, for the not so newlywed game. Jerry, have you chosen the questions for today?
No, I haven't.
Of course not, Jerry. Jerry does not prepare like I do for these things.
Well, I won't ask that one. That could be embarrassing.
Ask it.
No,
embarrassing is good.
Oh, here we go.
How can I embarrass you today? Come on.
Wow, we're actually
Jerry Bear.
Oh, we already did that one.
This is considered what we call dead air.
Okay. How do you think? Oh, this is a good one. I can't wait to hear your answer to this one.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think? How do you think we work well together to balance each other out?
Oh, that's a great question.
Of course it is.
Okay, so I am glass. I'm very encouraging. I'm very positive. The glass is always half full. I'm spontaneous. I like to do new things. I like to experience new things. These are all wonderful, great, joy-filled things. Mm-hmm. Jerry is like a box of lead tied onto some gangster's body as he's dragging him down. Because
not true.
Jerry abides by the Danny Williams from Hawaii Five-0, Philosophy of Life. You can only have so much happiness before the world screws you over.
I've never been wrong.
But how do we balance each other out? I hold you up.
Seriously, right? You can only have so much happiness before something annoys the crap out of you, and then your happiness is gone. Not joy.
But happiness,
not joy,
thank you,
but happiness.
Is so relevant. It relies on somebody else.
That's right.
That's why we don't rely on happiness. Okay, but we work well together because we balance. Our personalities are literal opposites of one another.
Tigger and Eeyore.
Exactly. And the other thing is that I am a big dreamer. I'm a big dreamer.
Are.
I'm like, let's do this, and it's big and it's bold.
What's your theme song? Defying Gravity.
Wow. Would you like to sing that?
I don't know all the rest of the words, but that's you. You're like, I'm going to, whatever it is going to, from Wicked.
Just leap off, baby. Go.
Just leap off.
Go. Do it.
Oh, was I supposed to take a parachute with me? Oh, oopsie.
Yeah, whatever. God's the parachute. And I dream big, and you struggle with dreaming. You get very stuck in,
that's why there is balance to the force.
Yeah, you get
because
very
I put the
stuck
parachute on you. Like, sweetheart, if we want to jump, like, okay,
we got to use the parachute.
We
No, we don't.
No, we don't. We could just.
It's so much more free falling.
Let's just build the airplane and fly. I said, that's just a commercial, right? That's not how real life works. No,
it's a cartoon. Apparently,
it's a cartoon.
But we work well together because we really balance each other out. We keep each other grounded. Like, you will tether me, you will bring me back down and say, Mary, that's a beautiful idea, but I need you to sit down and let's walk through it and see if it's something that, obviously. I love the word yet. Like, we can't afford that yet. We're not there yet. We're not, and you don't even know how to spell the word yet.
N-O. Can we afford that? No. And you're like, not yet.
Not yet.
I'm like, and then I go into my Braveheart moment. Not the now.
Not the now.
Not the now. Not the now. Okay. But that's very true. We do provide balance because you have this great idea, and I said, well, okay, let's go.
But you would not have your own Instagram. You would not have come up with the Grouchy Historian. You wouldn't have done any of that unless I had said to you, sweetie, this is so you. This is such a great avenue for you. Right. You love history. You love all the little quirky stories in history. Go do it. And you did. And now look at us.
Right. And in my
We're boring people over a podcast.
Oh, I don't think so. I hope not. Okay, second question. This is one of those dream leap things.
Okay.
What's your idea of a perfect vacation, and how can we make it happen?
Okay. My idea of I will describe to you a vacation I would like to take. Mm-hmm. I would like to go to London, England. Mm-hmm. I would like to stay in a 5-star, 6-star hotel, maybe the Ritz. Bougie. That's the theme. Bougie. I would like to go and have tea at the Ritz. I'd like to go to Fordham and Mason and actually purchase things that, won't sit there and make you have a migraine as, we fly back home because of the amount of money I spent. I would like to see the crown jewels. I would like to see the spy thingies. Places, all those spy places, for World War II. I would like. You
saw on all those, what is it, Amazon shows that you watch?
Yes, I would like a wonderful tour through all the historic places. I would like to go to Scotland. I would like to go to Wales. I want to go to Guernsey.
Do you want to go to Wrexham?
I want to go to Wrexham so bad.
Is it Wrexham or Wrexham?
Wrexham, who just got promoted to the next football league. Go Wrexham! If you have not watched this show, ladies and gentlemen, on the Wrexham, well, in the United States we call it soccer, but in Europe it's football, with Ryan Reynolds and
his sidekick.
McElhenney. Shoot, what is his first name? Anyways, it's on Hulu, but you have it on Amazon. And they follow these two Hollywood people by this football team in Wales. And they've owned it for 2 years now, 2.5 years. And just the ups and downs. And now there's language when the coach gets into the.
Oh, that
so
was
much
epic.
language.
I'm like,
They have this
Wow,
little
that is-
counter that says coach's joy or coach's frustration. And every time he uses the F-bomb, it goes. So if I'm saying that there's
13.
some language.
That's his
That's
record.
his record.
That was impressive.
It was.
Even
He was so
for
mad.
me.
Yeah, he was so
I
mad
was
about
like,
the game.
Wow, I
But
could
anyways,
never
it's
do
a
that.
great show. It's really uplifting. And you get to know these people and you just want to go live in Wales. You want to go live in Wrexham.
What?
I do.
They
I
drive
want
on
to
the
go.
wrong side of the road.
I don't care. I want to go.
Okay, that's your perfect
That's
vacation.
my perfect vacation. And then maybe finish it out in Ireland. I want to go England, Scotland, Wales, Ireland. I want,
The United Kingdom tour.
Well, I mean, I'd like to see Free Ireland too. Thank you. My people are from Free Ireland. Just saying, right? Isn't
Okay,
part of it Northern
technically,
Ireland and part of it
yes.
Ireland?
Technically, yes.
Yes. Okay, that's what I would like to do. Now, let me describe your perfect vacation. Are you ready? Because I know you so well. Now, you tell
What's
me if
my-
I'm going to get this right.
Okay, go ahead.
You would like to take a Stephen Ambrose tour all through the World War II spots, specifically the D-Day spots, Normandy, all of that over there.
Okay, are you going to finish?
Well, I don't know. It's just all the history stuff.
To be more specific, we would
Yes, dear.
start in England
Oh, okay.
because we have to go to the Tank Museum.
Yes.
And then we go to the Imperial
After we
War-
see the jewels. Got to see the jewels first, and then I'll see your tanks. Jewels, tanks. Got it. No.
Well,
PG-13. Moving on. Go.
But okay, Tank Museum, Imperial War Museum. Then we go
Yes.
across the channel. We pick it up in Normandy, right? We do all the
Yes.
Normandy thing, right? Then
Yes.
see the Stephen Ambrose tour. Then goes across France.
Yes.
And it goes into Holland.
Are we on a boat at all?
It's like the.
Do we get on a boat? Oh,
bus?
we're on a bus.
You should know that you're on a bus. This is the
I wasn't.
Band of Brothers tour, right? So you hit
Oh, the Band of
Normandy,
Brothers tour.
then Paris. Although Paris isn't that great, but
Hey,
whatever.
now.
Except for baguettes, they have the greatest baguettes. And then you go to Holland, and then you end up in Germany.
Oh.
So you start with tea, you end with beer,
Oh, okay.
and everything in between.
Very good. There has to be food. Both of these vacations have to be filled with yummy, yummy food.
Sure,
Wouldn't you say?
sure. Because you're going to build up an appetite walking all those battlefields.
Of
So
course
there must
I am.
be food. Of course there are.
And you're
Because-
going to build up an appetite getting out that Visa card in Fortnum and Mason and in Harrods and in all of those great places. It's going to make you sweat.
How much tea can you drink and buy?
Oh, no. I'm not buying tea.
Oh.
There's tea cups. There's China teapots.
How are you going to carry that around
Oh,
Europe?
no, you send it home, dear. You get it packed and they mail it back for you.
Oh, good grief. Okay.
Dude, I said bougie. Can you spell bougie? B-O-U-G-I-E. Bougie.
Pensive. That is bougie.
Expensive.
Expensive. Yes, you could get accustomed to a certain lifestyle. Yes,
Oh, I
know
dream.
that.
I know.
that.
I'm a horrible Catholic. I should want to be poor and serve everybody, but I just want to drink tea in the Ritz and a really nice dress and fabulous heels.
It all actually comes down to the shoes, doesn't it? It always comes down to the shoes.
We're just being our authentic selves.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, this is the best what's the best compliment you've ever gotten from somebody?
The best thing that anybody can ever say to me when they meet me for the first time
IRL.
in real life is that, gosh, you're just like you are on Instagram or on social media. And I find that to be just my favorite thing because I never want to be somebody that I'm not. And I tried for many years to be somebody that I wasn't, and it didn't work out so well. And I'm just me.
You know what they say to me?
What?
Oh, you're not as grouchy as you seem.
As you seem.
And I'm like,
You're actually, it's funny.
And I'm standing here at a women's retreat with,
500 of your closest.
150 of your sisters, and I'm looking over at the priest who's getting ready to go to confession, and I'm like, yes, I'm
solidarity, brother. Solidarity.
I'm like, yes, I'm very polite because
you really aren't as grouchy as the grouchy historian, title leads to believe. You're really not. You're a very tender-hearted man. And you're funny as heck, which is why we work, because apparently
that's what Instahusbands do. They have to lighten the moment because
Yes.
you are very serious sometimes about things. And,
well, I talk about you and I talk about very serious things.
No, I just talk about when we're taking photos, doing your Sunday what I wore shoot.
I get serious.
Oh yeah, because your hair's flat.
Oh, whatever.
The light's not good. This dress makes me look fat.
White flag, wrong.
I'm just saying.
I have never said this dress makes me look fat. I have said these jeans make me look fat. I have said this dress makes me look pregnant. That's a difference.
Okay, sure. We'll roll with that. So,
all right, friends. Now we're coming to the end of our podcast. I don't even know what he's going to title this one. Jerry chooses the titles for our podcast.
Instahusband.
Okay. That's a really catchy title. Anyways, we would love it
some
if
of
you
guys
would.
out there, give me some love here. Give me some feedback. If your wife is an Instagram influencer, or
what does that mean, influencer? You're an influencer. We all influence
I'm a bad
people.
Influencer.
But see, the thing is, everybody's like, "Oh, you're an influencer." No, so are you. Everyone influences someone,
For good or bad.
for good or for bad. I hope that I always influence
I'm
for
not
the
sure
good.
what exactly an influencer
I don't get
means
paid
either.
for any of this stuff.
Well,
I wish I did.
That's a good question, but you have a large following. We'll just say that.
No,
I mean, not like,
I'm not a Kardashian.
Ryan Reynolds large.
Dude, I don't even have like 20,000 followers on Instagram. That's like,
Yet.
Okay.
You will.
Anyways, guys, we'd love it if you would subscribe on YouTube, if you would leave us a comment, a review, or hit the subscribe button wherever you listen to your podcasts, like Spotify or Apple podcasts. Again, Jerry only accepts 5-star reviews, so get on that.
And if you want to leave us feedback, you can comment on the YouTube page, or you can call or text our
Bat phone.
at 571-345-0351.
That is incorrect. You read that wrong. It is 571-354.
Oh.
0351, and the dyslexic wins. Thank you very much.
See, that's why you said it correctly.
571-354-0351.
Operators are standing by.
You can leave a text or a voicemail. We love to hear from you. If you have an idea for a future podcast, please do leave that as well.
Yeah, we could use some really good ideas.
We are here to serve
lie.
you, and we could always use a hint or two.
Always.
There you
Always.
go. So until next time, my friends, we hope you have a blessed day. God bless.